Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael, and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Passion for Driving in the Advice subreddit. The post is titled, "My boyfriend's sister told me she has feelings for me. I have no idea what to do. This is a mess, and I haven't told anyone about it yet. I've been dating my boyfriend for almost 3 years, and I've always had a pretty chill relationship with his family. His younger sister, who is 29, I'm 34, has always been super friendly, and honestly, I thought we just got along really well. But last weekend, she came over to hang out while my boyfriend was working late, and I don't know, something felt off. She kept touching my arm, complimenting me more than usual, and then after a couple of drinks, she just came out and said it. That she's had feelings for me for a while and thinks we'd be perfect together in another life or something like that. I just froze. I kind of laughed it off because I didn't know what else to do and changed the topic. But now I feel weird around her and I don't know if I should tell my boyfriend. I don't want to make things awkward with his family or start drama, but I also feel like I'm keeping a secret that could blow up later. She hasn't texted me since, but I can't stop thinking about it. What do I even say? Do I bring it up with him or just let it go and hope it never happens again? Update. I was super nervous, but I just couldn't keep it bottled up any longer. I told him what his sister said and how weird I've been feeling since. His reaction, honestly, it was kind of surprising. He stayed calm and said something like, "Yeah, she might just be messing around or testing you." He didn't seem shocked at all, more like he was trying to figure out if this was serious or just her being herself. Then he went and talked to her, calmly. Later, the three of us sat down together. My heart was pounding the entire time, and they both just laughed. A lot. Apparently, she was just testing me, like some kind of weird joke or whatever. I wasn't exactly amused. I got kind of mad and told them both that this was really not cool. I mean, who does that? She apologized, and to be fair, she said some really sweet things about me. She said she thinks I'm great for her brother, that she respects our relationship, and that no, she absolutely doesn't have feelings for me. She said she has a boyfriend, and she's not even into women like that. I told them both straight up not to ever pull something like that again, like ever. So yeah, weird week. Still processing. Thanks for all the advice, seriously. Persimmon Basket said, "I'd have walked." To this user, "My friends call me epic," said, "Yeah, too old for these stupid games." 29 years old, more like 9. Millie Molly Mel said, "I don't know any of these people, but I got secondhand embarrassment from the whole thing and a total feeling of disgust for the boyfriend. That is not normal or funny." This next post was made in the relationship subreddit by a user Naked Birthday Parties. The post is titled, "My GF is turning 21 and wants me to throw her a party. How do I break the news that no one will show up?" Birthdays have always been hard for my girlfriend. She had a few parties as a child where no one showed up, and since moving to a different state in the middle of high school, she hasn't made close friends. Here at college, she tries hard to make friends. She talks well to people on a superficial basis, but doesn't have any real friends. She has never been invited to a college party and has often missed out on many typical activities. We've been together for 3 years, since freshman orientation. I don't have friends, but I am happy that way. I like keeping to myself when I'm not spending time with her. Since she is naturally extroverted, she spends her free time with me or at club meetings trying to connect with people. She asked if I could put together a small party, so I invited some acquaintances, my roommates, and others. Everyone said no. I gave the invites well in advance too. I don't know how to break the news to my girlfriend. She has been so excited and thought providing free food and drink would be a great way to make friends, but people don't want to come even for that. What can I do? Update. I logged into Facebook at around 2 a.m. last night and saw that my girlfriend had posted a message on the party event wall saying the party was canceled. She saw that no one was coming before I could tell her myself. I called her and suggested some other activities we could do, like amusement parks, concerts, or taking a cooking class. Things I thought she would enjoy. She just said, "No thank you." We were quiet on the phone until she asked me in a really small voice if I could come over. We met outside her dorm at around 3 in the morning. She was crying as I expected, but it wasn't full-on sobs, just watery eyes. "It's okay," she said. "Some people aren't meant to have friends." I told her she was exaggerating, that she just needs to look in different places, but she shook her head. "No, I'm done." This morning at breakfast, we passed a lot of mutual acquaintances. Usually, my girlfriend smiles and says hello, but today she just kept her eyes on the pavement and wouldn't look at anyone. She barely ate. Other than that, she seemed like her normal self with me, talking and laughing, but she wouldn't acknowledge anyone else. She told me she's going to use this extra time to do better in her classes, work on her jewelry, maybe open an Etsy shop, and read more books. I asked if this was really what she wanted. "No, but life doesn't always give you what you want. I didn't want to be an engineer. I didn't want to live in a basement alone. I didn't want to hate college and wish every day that I could drop out. But you make the best of it." Her voice was breaking as she said this, but she didn't cry. She left the breakfast table after that and said she wanted to be alone. Where do I go from here? Her actual birthday is tomorrow and she insists she doesn't want to do anything. Is it bad that part of me kind of agreed with her, that some people aren't meant to make friends? I don't think I am, but obviously she wants friends and it's making her miserable. Edit, I am sitting with her in her dorm room right now. She's on the bed reading, I'm on the couch minding my own business, just being near her. She is okay. Update 2. Short update here. I stayed with my girlfriend for a while last night. She just read a book and didn't talk much. I cuddled her a bit, but she mostly wanted space. This morning, I went to her room with flowers and a gift. She accepted the flowers with a smile. She told me she wanted to go home to her parents this weekend. I was pretty sad about that. I wanted to make her feel loved and special, but she said she needed to get off campus for a bit, so I said okay. I took her to the bus stop, said goodbye, and now here I am. She did love the present though. It was a book she had been wanting for a while. Hopefully, she will feel better when she comes back. 2 months later, OP gave us his most recent update. Anyway, the school year is in full swing, and she cries all the time, at least 3 times a week, if not more. She feels like she is taking advantage of my kindness, so she tries not to cry in front of me. She has completely abandoned the search for friends and does not go out except for food, class, and similar necessities. There are happy moments too, and she will still go out with me, but overall, she just seems fragmented. She actually did pursue therapy at our university because she felt like she really needed someone to talk to who was not me. They informed her that all the spots were full and that unless she was a suicide risk, they did not have room. Heartless, right? It really made her feel bad, but she did not want to lie and say she was a suicide risk. She feels lonelier than ever. There is no doubt in my mind that she is depressed. She pours all her energy into schoolwork and has not really touched her hobbies much either. She cannot afford therapy outside the university, and they will not provide it to her. Is there any way she can get the help she needs? Coco Almonds Rock said, "What a depressing thread, without an ending." Week Cover 1 said, "This is an odd one. I feel like maybe we do not have the complete picture, probably because OP is not out socializing with his girlfriend. In college, you have multiple opportunities to create connections, group projects, classmates, internships. Perhaps what OP wrote, that she acts pretty differently depending on the person, is more important than it seems. Maybe it ends up giving the impression that she is desperate, flaky, or disingenuous. People might sense or see that she is not consistent in personality, that she is trying to please and be liked by each person instead of being herself. If she acts in a way she thinks someone would like but is wrong, it could make things worse." This final post was made in the relationship advice subreddit by a throwaway account. The post is titled, "My husband became a robot and I don't know how to help him." The title sounds unbelievable, but here I go. We've been married for 6 years and have 2 kids. I'm pregnant with a 3rd. My husband works from 9 to 5, comes home, does his chores, plays with our 2 kids, talks to me for a little bit, and then goes to sleep. But he doesn't seem to enjoy doing any of it, as if this whole thing is just one big chore. He used to be this goofy guy who smiled and told jokes all the time, but I haven't seen him smile in months. It's not like he's neglecting his responsibilities as a husband and father, but he acts like that's all they are, responsibilities. Hanging out with the kids and me feels like a second job to him. I'm grateful for everything he does and he makes all of our lives so much easier, but it's like he's constantly on the clock. I think he might be depressed. I tried asking if he was doing okay, and he tells me he's doing fantastic, but I know he's not. That's the line he uses at work when customers make small talk and ask how he is. He doesn't take any time for himself, he doesn't take breaks, he stopped playing games and watching TV. He just does what he thinks needs to be done, and I don't know how to help him. Our sex life has become one-sided. We do it frequently, but only because I initiate it. Even if he doesn't seem in the mood, he'll go along with it, like it's his responsibility to make me happy. It feels like he isn't present in the moment, like his mind is wandering the whole time we're intimate. To me, that feels worse than being rejected. I don't know what's going on, and I don't know how to help because he won't let me in. To anyone else, he seems fine, but I know something is wrong and I don't know how to fix it. I miss my husband, the guy who complained and told jokes, not this robotic shell that just looks like him. Edit, alright, wow, I didn't expect this to blow up. I want to thank you all for your advice, I really appreciate it. It's clear to me now that my husband is overworked and burnt out. He will be coming home from work in a couple of hours, and I am going to sit him down and talk to him. I will tell him how I feel, and I hope that together we can find a solution that helps him become the man he once was. I'm sorry if I wasn't able to respond to everyone, but I want you all to know that I read every comment and response. I will post an update soon about how it goes. Update. Hey everybody, here's the update. I wrote this a couple of days ago, but couldn't post it because it was too soon. My husband came home at around 6 o'clock, and after he had something to eat, I took him to the bedroom to talk. I sat him down on the bed and told him I was worried about him. I didn't know exactly how to phrase my concerns, so I just showed him my original post. When he finished reading the post, he started crying, full on crying. In all the years I have known this man, I had never seen a tear roll down his cheek. I held him for a few minutes until he could recompose himself, and then he told me everything. He said that the world is in a shitty place right now and that we are bringing a child into a stressful time. He shared that when I became pregnant, he felt he had to step up, that he needed to take care of things because it was his responsibility. He said that the weight of carrying the family was so much harder than he anticipated, so he thought if he doubled down, he could get through it. But the more he tried, the darker the tunnel got, and eventually he couldn't see an end. He told me that he feels like he's constantly drowning and the only breath of fresh air is on the car ride between home and work. He also said that sometimes the stress is so much that he throws up, but doesn't tell anyone and just keeps going with his day. He then pulled out a pack of gum from his pocket and said, "This is for when it happens." I asked him why he couldn't tell me any of this, and he said he didn't want to burden me with the truth. He said he thought if he told me everything, I would stop seeing him as a protector and provider and that I would inevitably stop loving him. Hearing him say that brought tears to my eyes. I didn't know where he got the idea that I would feel that way. I asked if he wanted to quit his job, but surprisingly, he said the job doesn't bother him. He said the work itself is fine. It's just that now he feels added pressure to provide, because not only was he fortunate enough to keep his job during the pandemic, but we also have a child on the way. He admitted that some days he feels like packing a suitcase and running to some tropical island for a week without telling anyone. But then he feels guilty and doubles down even more. I told him maybe he should go on a trip, that he deserves a break, and perhaps if he did exactly that, he'd feel better. He tried to protest, but I insisted. In the end, he said he would only go if we went together, like a romantic getaway between spouses. Once things start to clear up and before the baby is due, he wants to take a week off from work, drop the kids off at grandma's house, and have us go on vacation, just the two of us, like we used to when we first got married. He also said he wants to take the day off tomorrow and just sleep in, so that's the plan. I'll call his boss tomorrow and tell him my husband is sick and can't come in. It's not like they'll make a sick man come to work. There's a pandemic going on after all. Right now, he's playing with the kids and it doesn't feel like he's doing a chore. He actually seems to be enjoying himself. For the first time in months, I don't see the robot, I see my husband. Edit, hey everyone, I want to thank you all for the support. I read all of your comments and I appreciate all of you. I didn't expect this to get so much attention, so I want to clarify a few things. First, my husband says hi. I want to clarify about the chores that people keep mentioning. I know that as a stay-at-home mom, the bulk of the chores fall to me. I cook, clean, and do laundry because I know those are my responsibilities. My husband's only chores are doing the dishes, vacuuming every 3 days, and a few other house maintenance tasks. I did call in sick for my husband, but I made sure to say he had a migraine. I saw on Google that a migraine as an isolated symptom isn't a sign of COVID. His boss was fine with it and said he can come back whenever he feels better. The pregnancy wasn't an accident. We both wanted to have 3 kids because we were both raised in families with 3 children. We actively tried for the first 2. For baby number 3, it was more of an if it happens situation. We are both happy with the number of kids we have and hopefully are done. We are not considering abortion or adoption. We realize that a 1-week vacation isn't enough to get rid of his stress and are both trying to come up with a more sustainable solution to alleviate it. Right now, we are thinking about setting up an hour or 2 a day as dad's time. No kids, no me, no work. Just time for him to relax. To those who think this is fake, there's no way I can change your minds, so I'm not too bothered. I just hope you never go through this yourselves. You all have been supportive and a truly wonderful bunch of people. I really think we can get through this and it wouldn't have been possible without you. I'm not going to reply to comments because, like last time, it is just too overwhelming, but know that I am reading them as they come in. Good night, everyone. It's been great. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and thank you also to partner of the channel, GamerSupps. Use code DLAM to support the channel and get 10% off of your purchase, link in the description. I'm sure many of you like me have a hankering for daily caffeine, so go check them out. Lately, I've been a big fan of Titty Milk and Acid Rain, but they've got dozens of other flavors for y'all to try out. Anyway, thanks again for reaching the end, and I hope you all have an amazing passage of the next 24 hours.